Lots of people want to do AI written text for SEO. One of the biggest and most respected SEO blogs is doing just this. It's Search Engine Land, and they are putting up content that says that it is written by AI. And this had me thinking of a system for how to actually do AI written SEO content, especially for a blog, AI-generated SEO blog content, or even AI-generated page content like a glossary. But what Search Engine Land did is super interesting. It was shared by Glenn Gabe originally, who called out Search Engine Land for having this robots.txt piece, super long guide on a robots.txt file, originally written by SearchBot. The name of that has been changed to Insight Engine, and it reads like AI, and it is AI. But what they do is they say it's edited by a real person and then reviewed by another real person. So we have 3 levels of AI content, 3 different levels that tell you how to handle your AI written SEO blog content. The first level is the content is not reviewed at all, not reviewed by any humans, not edited by any humans, just entirely generated by AI, and that's it. And then put onto the site, put onto the blog. Level 2 is it is reviewed and edited only for accuracy, but not for writing. So it still reads like AI. It's only reviewed and edited for accuracy, and it still reads like AI. And that is actually what this piece from Search Engine Land is. It clearly reads like AI, but it was reviewed and edited for accuracy. And then the third level, the most advanced level, it is this highly reviewed and edited, and it doesn't even read much like AI. That's the third level. All right, so how do we handle these different levels? What's the system that we can use if you want to put up AI-written SEO blog content? Let's start with the third level. Third level, it's written by AI, but it doesn't read like AI, and it's highly reviewed and edited for accuracy. In this case, I actually think it's totally fine to just say it's entirely written by a human author. If it's accurate and it doesn't read like AI, there's really no problems. This is the most simple level. You're basically doing things by the book, but it starts to get complicated at level 2, which is again what Search Engine Land did. Reviewed and edited for accuracy, but it still reads like AI. You see things like M dashes. You see lots of buzzwords. These are quotes from the Search Engine Land article. The AI revolution changes everything we thought we knew. Or when configured properly, robots.txt becomes your secret weapon for crawl efficiency. We see common words that ChatGPT uses like embarked, delved, invaluable, relentless, groundbreaking, endeavor, enlightening, insights, esteemed. So many of these words, so many of these buzzwords in this Search Engine Land piece. If you want to learn, by the way, how to humanize ChatGPT content or AI content so it doesn't read like AI, I have an entire episode on that. It's called How to Humanize ChatGPT Content, episode 675 of this show. Lots of people love that episode. But okay, what do you do in this instance where you don't have the time or the energy to make the writing sound human? Which doesn't really take a lot. Just replace the M dashes and replace the buzzwords. But lots of people don't want to do that. So what do you do in this instance? And the way that Search Engine Land handled this was very good. You actually say it was written by some bot. You're owning up to the fact that, yeah, it sounds like AI because it was written by AI. But then you're saying right there that it was highly edited and reviewed by humans. That's going to make readers feel a lot better. Part of the problem, there's several problems with AI written SEO blog content or just AI written blog content. But part of the problem is readers worry that this is not going to be accurate, that they are going to be getting inaccurate AI slop. So by saying that this is reviewed, you are quelling one of the big fears that a reader would have. And that's essentially what Search Engine Land did. Written by their AI, edited by a human, reviewed by another human. So that was very good. And then, okay, what about if it is not level 1? What if it is not reviewed at all? So if it's not reviewed at all, it's just completely AI generated, not reviewed or edited at all. This is actually Black Hat. It's against Google's rules. It's mostly against Google's rules, not entirely. But it's usually when implemented, it is against Google's rules. There are nuances, but yeah, usually against Google's rules. So if you're going to break the rules, you might as well just lie and say it's a human that wrote it. If you're going to break the rules, go the extra mile and just say, yeah, a human wrote this AI slop. Alternatively, maybe you have the stomach to publish the AI slop, but you don't have the stomach for lying, and that's understandable as well. And in that case, you can just say it's written by an AI author, but you don't have any humans there for review or editing. So you just say it's literally written by AI on your blog. I want to share this because Search Engine Land actually shared their system for making the AI content. So this is from Kyle Atwater-Morley, who implemented this on Search Engine Land. And Kyle said, "We use Perplexity and SEMrush data to perform initial research and create an outline. Our content strategists review for accuracy and make updates as necessary. The first draft is written by Claude and then goes to an editor. The editor can review, make changes, and ask the system to rewrite parts of the article as needed. Just like with any editorial process, this goes back and forth for a while. When the editor is happy, they pass it to the senior editor for review, and the article usually goes through another couple iterations before we consider it publish ready. That's it. Still lots of humans in the loop. And that doesn't even include the project management, the graphics creation, or the uploading, all of which are done by humans too. Still lots of rigorous review until we're happy with it." My comment is, if they're going to do all of that, they should go the extra mile and remove the em dashes and the buzzwords. It's well known that em dashes are a clear sign of AI writing. Buzzwords nowadays are another clear sign of AI writing. So they should just add that into their system if they're going to go through all that work. But what I liked about the system, it reminded me of last week or 2 weeks ago, I had this guy on, Amos Bar Joseph, on the podcast. And he shared how he went from, in 6 months ago, he was at 2,000 LinkedIn followers. 6 months later, he was at 33,000 LinkedIn followers. And in those 6 months, he went from 0 annual recurring revenue to 1 million annual recurring revenue using his AI-generated LinkedIn posts. And he shared on this episode of the show, that was episode 814 of this podcast, how 3 people hit $1 million ARR in 6 months with $0 customer acquisition costs using AI agents. And Amos shared his system for using Claude to write these very high-performing organic LinkedIn posts. And it wasn't like he just gave Claude a single prompt and then Claude wrote the whole thing and it took 5 seconds. It actually took him 30 minutes to an hour per each post, and he had an entire project for guidelines on the post. And so this system from Search Engine Land, it reminded me of that. But I thought the system was cool and worth sharing for people who actually want to go and make lots of AI-generated content on their site. But again, go the extra mile, remove the em dashes and the buzzwords. Something else that I like about the Search Engine Land approach, and this is again from Kyle, and he said, "The content is for the /guide and /tools section of our site only. It never has and never will affect our news or contributor sections. These are both new sections of the site added about a year ago." So these sections of the site, it's not the blog which has loyal readers, because loyal readers don't want to feel like they're reading AI slop. It's 4 sections of the site where it would be more acceptable to have AI written content. Now, again, I disagree with the fact that it actually sounds like it's AI written. If they're going to go through all that work to make the content in the first place, they might as well go the extra mile, make it not seem like it's AI written. But if you are considering using AI-generated content and it's only reviewed for accuracy, consider putting it on a portion of your site where you're not trying to have loyal readers. Loyal readers, again, they don't want to feel like they're reading AI slop. But overall, I thought this was cool. This is going viral in the SEO world. So I said, I have to share this on the show. That's what to do if you want to put up AI-generated blog content where it is either not reviewed at all, reviewed and edited only for accuracy, but not for writing. It still reads like AI, or highly reviewed and edited, and it doesn't read much like AI. And that is everything that I got for you on this episode of the show. This is episode 826 of my daily digital marketing podcast, The Edward Show. 826 days in a row doing this podcast. If you would like to learn my method of SEO for getting paying customers, for getting users, for getting warm leads calling you up, that is at compactkeywords.com. This is my SEO course about how to do bottom of funnel SEO. And yesterday I had on Lars Lofgren on the show. Lars Lofgren, super respected search engine optimization person, very well known. He was Neil Patel's first employee. He's been around the block. He was there when the term growth hacking was invented. And at the end of the episode, it was a 90-minute episode. At the end of the episode, I said, what should every brand be doing for SEO right now? And the first thing that he said was bottom of funnel targeting, bottom of funnel keyword targeting. I did not tell him to say that. That is what he said. And this course of mine, Compact Keywords, is entirely about targeting finding and targeting bottom of funnel keywords. Anyway, that's all for the show. If you watch this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. If you listened on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye now.